There are a lot of games in the world that make sense. You've got your football games, your military shooters, your high fantasy epics with carefully crafted lore. And then, somewhere off in the corner, sipping a stale 40 ounce and heckling everyone on the course, there's Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro-Am. When I first heard that Adult Swim's band of fast food degenerates had their very own PlayStation 2 golf game, I thought it was a joke. I mean, a golf game? With Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad on a console already crowded with Tiger Woods and Hot Shots Golf? It sounded like the kind of fever dream you wake up from and immediately question your life choices. But no, this game is real, it exists, and against all odds, it somehow manages to be one of the strangest and most accidentally brilliant licensed games ever made. It's chaotic, it's frustrating, it's hilarious, and it feels less like a typical licensed cash grab and more like you've accidentally stumbled into a lost episode of the show where you happen to have control of the controller. Over the next 10-ish minutes, I want to unpack how this weird, clunky little PS2 disc captures the essence of Aqua Teen Hunger Force better than it has any right to. We'll look at how its bizarre golf and combat mechanics somehow work just enough to keep you playing, how the voice acting and humor feel like a love letter to the fans, and why this game has become a strange sort of time capsule from the Adult Swim era. So grab your 9-iron, buckle up the cart, this is gonna get weird.
I taped down my junk.
Me too. Touch me. I'm smooth like a woman.
Oh. Hey, what the hell you think you're doing?
To understand why this game exists, you first have to understand the world it came from. In the early 2000s, Aqua Teen Hunger Force ruled Adult Swim's late night lineup. It was a show about 3 talking fast food items living in New Jersey, featuring episodes where they'd battle aliens, solve almost no mysteries, and ruin Carl's life on a weekly basis. That absurd energy was exactly what drew in its cult following, and exactly what bleeds into Zombie Ninja Pro-Am. What's fascinating is that underneath all the chaos, there's an honest attempt at a golf game. There's a power meter, there are fairways and greens, and there's even the occasional quiet moment before the mayhem kicks in. But it's all filtered through a lens of deliberate nonsense. The ball physics are inconsistent, sand traps feel like portals to another dimension, and sometimes you'll shank a shot so badly that Meatwad gets hit square in the face. And yet, somehow that brokenness feels intentional. The clunky controls and wonky mechanics become part of the experience. It's maddening. It's hilarious. It's the most ATHF way imaginable to turn golf into a contact sport. And while you're raging against the broken AI and questioning why Shake's golf swing looks like he's trying to murder the air, there's a sense of authenticity here. This doesn't feel like some generic studio crashing in on a TV license. It feels like an Aqua Teen episode you somehow get to play through, with all the anarchic energy, non sequiturs, and nonsense intact. It's messy, but it's their kind of messy, and that's what makes it strangely compelling.
Let's see, 1, 2 over the super toilet, and I chipped in, avoiding the putt. Yeah, so it just put me down for 3.
What really cements this as an Aqua Teen product is the voice acting and writing. The original cast is all here. Dana Snyder, Dave Willis, Carrie Means, and their delivery sells every absurd moment. Shake is still a narcissistic disaster, Frylock still the reluctant voice of reason, Meatwad still the lovable idiot, and Carl still just trying to grill in peace before zombies invade his yard. But here's where the game struggles. Comedy in video games is hard. The humor lands, but the gameplay sometimes tests your patience, and yet that tension almost feels deliberate. Aqua Teen has always been about pushing boundaries and frustrating expectations. The show was never meant to be comfortable. Why should the game be any different? This is pure mid-2000s PS2 jank. Muddy textures, character models that look like they were made in a weekend, and animations that seem one glitch away from disaster. But there's a weird charm to it. Combined with the chaotic soundtrack, part Adult Swim hip-hop, part sheer noise, the whole thing feels like it shouldn't work, yet somehow it does. The more you lean into the absurdity, the more you realize that this is less about winning and more about surviving an Aqua Teen episode you just happen to be trapped in.
You could play it again. Play it backwards. Switch it up. Come on, dude.
Oh, here we go. We can sit here all day and stare at the stars. We can count dust grains. I can sing my ABCs, man.
Have you been following Lost?
I am so bored.
So why talk about this game now? Why does Zombie Ninja Pro-Am deserve 10 minutes of our time? Because it's more than just a clunky licensed game. It's a relic from a very specific era of pop culture. In the mid-2000s, Adult Swim wasn't just a TV block, it was a cultural phenomenon. It embraced weirdness, niche humor, and shows that felt like inside jokes shared among insomniacs and college kids. This game is that ethos distilled into playable form. It's a time capsule of when a network could greenlight a golf game with talking fast food and genuinely expect it to sell to its fans. It also highlights an interesting question about licensed games in general. Does a game have to be good to matter? Zombie Ninja Pro-Am is objectively janky, but it's unforgettable. It's talked about to this day not because it's a hidden masterpiece, but because it's unapologetically itself. Compare it to modern licensed games like South Park: The Stick of Truth, slicker, better designed, and critically acclaimed. And yet, there's a raw punk energy in Aqua Teen's game that feels almost more authentic to its brand. It didn't try to be for everyone. It tried to be for Aqua Teen fans, and in doing so, it carved out its weird little corner in gaming history. And for the fans of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, that's enough. It doesn't matter that the golf mechanics are busted or that the zombie AI looks like it's powered by a TI-83 calculator. What matters is that it feels like Aqua Teen, and no other game on Earth can claim that. It's a chaotic, frustrating, hilarious mess. And honestly, in a way, that's kind of beautiful.
Yes, bitches, I am #1 in your face. My urine tastes like champagne. I am #1.
At the end of the day, Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro-Am isn't about polished gameplay or cutting-edge graphics. It's not here to dethrone Tiger Woods or reinvent the sports genre. It's here to make you laugh, to confuse you, to frustrate you, and maybe, just maybe, to remind you why Aqua Teen Hunger Force became such a cult phenomenon in the first place. It's a game that honestly shouldn't exist, and yet its very existence makes perfect sense for a series built entirely on absurdity. Playing this game feels like being dropped into an ATHF episode where you're the punchline as much as the characters. You'll curse at the clunky controls, and you'll probably lose to Carl more times than you'd like to admit, but you'll also laugh. You'll remember the days when Adult Swim wasn't afraid to release the strangest, most niche games imaginable, and in a gaming landscape that sometimes takes itself a little too seriously, that's kind of beautiful. So the next time you're digging through a bargain bin or you need a party game that doubles as a social experiment, give Zombie Ninja Pro-Am a shot. Worst case scenario, you've wasted an evening. Best case, you've unlocked a new appreciation for talking fast food. Either way, I'll see you on the green. Thanks for watching.